It's pretty insane to think about how much has changed since that first episode. Last time Zepla was here, she was still working on T. She's managed to get the huge accomplishment of getting T down, which I'll be trying to do soon as well. And then you look at Asmon, and you know, he came in as the pinnacle of neckbeardom, and now he's giving away loot to cat girls, spending most of his time petting them and chocobo racing. And I'm pretty sure by the third episode, he'll be a Lalafell.
Well, that's probably not going to happen because I'm going to complete the ultimates before the expansion comes out, and I'm not going to need to have to do that. I don't know what that is. There's never going to be a single, like, there's never going to be a reality where I ever respec or change the Lalafell. It's not going to happen. Listen, Lalafells are, like, Zepla hates Lalafell. Well, Zepla, you hate Lalafells too, right?
What? No, of course not.
No, there's no way that you don't hate them. If you considered a fair trade and a fair measurement, if I completed an ultimate for you to change to a Lalafell for 1 week, there's no way that 1 week of a Lalafell is equivalent to an ultimate unless you absolutely fucking hate him.
I mean, maybe I would just make the deal and assume that you thought that I hated it so that I would win no matter what.
Oh, so you wanted to be a Lalafell?
I mean, I wouldn't mind it that much. But it's not like I have anything to worry about anyway.
Everybody doubts me, and I'm glad that everybody doubts me, because if everybody's doubting me, that means that I can only go up. And so I know I'm actually thinking I might complete all 3 of them before Endwalker.
Yeah. You guys heard Zepla. She has nothing to worry about. Zepla's going through the endgame content at the highest level, and then Asmon is chocobo racing. So all 3 of us have very different experiences and a lot to talk about.
What's so funny about chocobo racing? What's so funny about this?
Rich is like, Zepla's going through the content at the highest level of play, and Asmon is chocobo racing.
Okay, so there's a high level of play in chocobo racing. I've watched 18 different YouTube videos about this. Okay, I've been reading documents about this.
Are you in a high level of play in chocobo racing?
Yes, I am. I'm trying to reduce I've been inbreeding my chocobos to find the one singular chromosome that my chocobo will have, and that chromosome will be winning.
Are you winning a lot right now? Are you doing pretty good? Or
no, I'm not. I'm not. But it's a process, and it will take time in order to get to the point where I am winning a lot. And I do get top 8 every race.
It really feels like we're in the weirdest timeline where Asmongold is obsessed with chocobo racing. Like a year ago, I don't think anyone would have believed that. Not only would he play Final Fantasy 14, but he got hung up on like the most obscure aspect of the game that almost no one does.
Like going into Final Fantasy, like I was very uncertain about doing it because of, like, for me, I thought it was weird that they moderated the game, and it gave me the wrong impression. Like, I thought that they moderated the game where it was like if somebody called me a poopy head, they were just fucking banned. And it turns out that that's really not the case. And I'm glad about that. But at the same time, it does seem like, especially recently, that type of behavior does seem to create a better audience. So
yeah, so I guess it was just a culture shock for you coming to a game where they moderate it.
Yes, where it's actually moderated, and I'm just was not used to that at all. Honestly, like because like I remember whenever I started playing, and there was like 50 fucking people that would just run behind me with their fucking whales. They had these giant Stormount whales, and they would just put them on there, and then they would make noises. Like there was the girl where they're like, just over and over and over. And finally, like Square Enix, well, they got suspended. They got banned for it. And I was like, this is more than Blizzard's ever done for me. I was so happy about it. I thought it was going to be like this draconian, play nice or die. But it's not the case.
That's why good. I remember telling you, like, I remember you had asked me, hey, am I going to have to worry about, like, getting banned because I told somebody to get good or something? And I was like, well, maybe you could just be a little nicer. Like the way I had interpreted it was like you were wanting to come in and just give people a really hard time, but I don't think that's the case at all.
And this is one of the best feelings about playing Final Fantasy is actually looking back and going, okay, I was wrong. And now that I've played this game, I've learned and I'm better for it. And I think that that's something that hopefully gets carried over into any other MMORPGs that play. Like, I thought it was going to be so terrible to not be using a damage meter all the time. I thought it was going to be terrible to feel like over policed. I thought I would be thinking about it all the time, but it ends up just being more fun because anytime I'm in a group, I'm not thinking about replacing people. I have no idea how much damage they're doing. We're just talking about doing the mechanics of the fight and we get through. I mean, by the end of World of Warcraft, I was bald and screeching nonstop. And now I feel like a completely different person.
Wait, you were bald from World of Warcraft?
He actually was. Like, we'd have phone calls late at night and he'd be talking to me, like, be like theory crafting. It's like, you know how you theory craft about like a boss? Well, imagine that boss is our head.
I don't need a break. I need to uninstall WoW. This is a game made for anyone who's playing. Look at you, idiot. Look at you, you idiot. Why
It's all muted.
It's muted. It was unmuted for a second, Peckies, and now it's muted again.
It's because you're...
You fucking idiot! You dumb fucks! Why are you playing this fucking shit? You fucking morons running around like ants in Bobby Kodak's maze!
Look at his face!
What? Like ants in Bobby Kotick's maze?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty accurate. It's so weird that you guys, like, there are so many other WoW content creators that absolutely hated streaming WoW, and I realized why I didn't really hate it as much. It's because I never played the game. I would just walk over and, you know, okay, let's do 2 mount runs. All right, great. Let's see. Oh, Belliar's got a new video. Great. That's an hour out of the way. And then, oh, there's somebody made a Reddit post about me. That's 2 hours. Let's talk about that. And then also the comments as well. And then read comments from the comments. And then we'll talk about that. And then by that time, you know, maybe, oh, look at that. Captain Grimm came out with a video. Let's watch that. And then, okay, let's play the game for 5 minutes. All right, so let's go do a transmog comp. And that's the stream.
No,
So you've now cleared an ultimate. Is that right?
Yeah,
You cleared the hardest one.
I did. I've cleared it twice now.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. How long did it take?
About 70 hours, I would say.
Holy shit.
But I had 3 or 4 people in my group that had cleared before.
Okay. Okay, so they
But-
kind of knew what was going on.
There was 3 or 4 people that kind of knew what was going on, but still, even then, there's a whole lot of like adjusting to your particular group that needs to happen. It's not like there's going to be one strat for the whole fight that's going to work for every group. Like you have to adjust to your own people for what everybody can do.
Yeah, the healers have to adjust, right? Like that's like a big part of that fight.
Yes, the healers. That's the main. Yeah.
Yeah.
They gotta do what they gotta do.
It's been fun. It's very intense. I think that I think you'll do it someday. Yeah.
It's
Got 99 days left, apparently. I'm gonna be able to complete it. It's not gonna be a big deal. Have you done the other ultimates though, Zepla?
Not yet. I want to try that after. Like basically, we want to re-clear T several times so that I can get all the weapons I want, and then we're gonna move on and do the others as well. So instead, I've been doing PvP. I started getting into that actually lately.
How long did it take you to kill it the second time? Like how much reprog time?
Oh, it was the second time happened like very soon after the first time. It wasn't bad at all.
Okay. So what about PvP, right? I've heard a lot about Final Fantasy's PvP. I've heard a lot of like negative things about it. Now that you've done PvP and you've been doing a lot of it, I saw your stream and you were just like, I've never seen it, I've never done it myself, but like I could very clearly tell that it was PvP. Like how do you feel about it now that you've done it more?
Well, it's definitely like it needs work. Okay, like it's not perfect. There are problems, but I've had a lot of fun, and I am looking forward to the next time that I can do it. I'm mostly doing the feast, but I think that the reputation that it has, like I don't think it deserves all the negativity that it gets because I've actually had a lot of fun doing it. That's not to say that there's not room for improvement. There is, but it's definitely worth trying. It's good. Like. It's very intense. I've been healing.
So do you think you'd be able to get top 100 or is that something you just have to be like super, super dedicated for?
I feel like I'd have to be super dedicated to it. I have no idea.
Okay.
Like, I have no idea how hard it would be for me to get that.
That's crazy. Like, yeah, I've thought about trying to get into the PvP. Like, for me, like, I'm very much a completionist. So whenever I see, like, some of the achievements in Final Fantasy and it's like, do, like, 2,000 mentor roulettes, or do 200 duties or 300 with the tank job or something like that. That's a lot of fucking work. Has there been like, all right, do you care about getting special mounts in the game, Zepla, or is that just like doesn't matter?
Well, of course. I mean, that's why right now the mount that I'm going for is the Delubrum Reginae Savage mount, the 3-headed dog.
The Cerberus?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want that. So
go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say that's what I'm gonna try to get. I'm trying to get the dog.
So so whenever you kill the boss, can't you just master it to yourself?
No.
Why not?
Well, this is like a 48-person raid, and so like there's no way that I'm going to be in charge of this raid. First of all, I'm not going to be the person leading that. I'm going to be joining it, and it's like you would, even if someone were to do that, their reputation would be completely ruined.
Okay, but on a hypothetical world.
Wait a minute. I don't think you can do that. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It doesn't even feel
you
good.
You can't. You like everyone gets the mount. Why am I saying this?
That's so boring. I thought I was
everyone gets it. Why did I say that?
Oh, what? Okay.
I forgot. It's
honestly,
an achievement.
like,
Everyone gets it. I don't think that there's a lot of ninja looting you can actually do in this game. Because most of the time, it's just like an achievement that everybody gets.
Oh.
Or something that's really rare that you will get from your achievement after you farmed for it, like the tiger or any of those other super rare mounts. So what's the mount that you've gotten so far that you like the most, that you're most proud of?
The mount that I'm the most proud of?
Yeah.
It's like, so basically, like, you know, the mount, it's like, so you get all the horses and then you put them together and it's the super horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that one. Because like there was a whole cinematic and everything that played for you getting the mount.
Yeah.
That was so badass. Yeah, Kieran. Yeah, there you go. Kieran, that mount is so cool. That's probably what my favorite is.
Did you cry in the story yet?
I've cried multiple times.
Yes.
No, I didn't cry. Like the worst thing. Go ahead.
Okay, it seemed to me like you wouldn't admit that if you did. But like, was there a moment where you were like starting to tear up, but you tried to play it off by being like,
you know, the first time I cried, actually,
like that, like just touching.
The first time I cried was when Nanimo got on Rhubarb's arm, and it was just so fucking cute. It wasn't even sad. I actually cried because it was so fucking cute,
like a parrot.
I was like, and then she started talking, and I actually want to get. I'm gonna get a Final Fantasy tattoo soon. I'm not sure which one, but I was thinking about just getting Nanimo tattooed right here on my arm, so I could like.
That's really cute.
I guess like for me, what was like one of the coolest moments? I don't even really know. Like I feel like there were a lot of really good moments in the game. I don't know like if a moment would make me cry. Like I've never really cried in a video game before over anything that ever happened in the story. But like whenever Raubon got like. That like honestly, I was so mad that he just didn't go crazy and start killing everybody.
Yeah.
I was so upset about that. I was like, man, this guy is like a fucking battle-hardened warrior, and I fucking hate him, man. I will say, I think Estinian is my favorite character. This guy squares up with a dragon at any time.
I hated him at first.
At any time, he's ready to square up with a dragon.
Yeah,
Alphinaud's a bitch.
You still think he's a bitch?
He is. He's a bitch.
You just wait and see.
At the point where he's at. But, I mean, just gotta wait and see. That's one of the reasons we tell people not to buy the skip potion, because even if you jump straight into Shadowbringers, you won't have all of that backstory to let you know how these characters have grown. Like, you're gonna miss out on all of that, and so you just lose all that context. It's really important. Like, Shadowbringers, I think, does stand on its own as a pretty good story, but it's nowhere near as good as it would be if you could just do the whole thing.
Yeah, look, I meme about Quinn all the time, but I actually will say I think Quinn had to deal with way too much shit with everything that happened. I think that Quinn definitely didn't do himself any favors, but I understand how he got in the situation like that. Like, dude, I have memed about that Quinn situation more than probably any other human being has, but I understand why he skipped. And if I didn't think it would be a toxic episode of Allcraft, I would have loved to have him on Allcraft and talk about why he skipped, why his experience was worse because of it, to almost be a warning to people to not skip who are coming from WoW. But I told Asmon this. I was planning on skipping because in WoW, all of the content is so fucking bad. The storytelling is terrible. There are some good stories and there is some good lore, but you know where I learned them? In novel videos, not in the game, because the storytelling in the game's not that good. The things that I enjoyed in WoW were the end game systems that eventually become outdated, so then you don't want to do the old ones. And Final Fantasy just isn't that game.
I knew that if I skipped, everybody would say anything negative that I said about the game was because I skipped. And that's why I didn't do it. Because I was like, if I do this, nobody's going to take it seriously, and you have to play it the right way. And that's why I went and I did it the way that I did it too. But like now that there's been so many people, right? You have like world first raiders like trying to like go over to Final Fantasy and try that out, etc. Do you feel like, Zepla, the community has changed in the past like couple of months, that there's been so many people coming over to Final Fantasy?
Well, I mean, it's definitely gotten a lot bigger, and I think it has changed for the better. I really do. Because before, and I've said this a lot, I do feel like the community was really a bit of an echo chamber before, and really, really insulated and a bubble. And I think that having all these fresh voices come in, and just so many people that like a diversity of opinions can no longer be ignored, I think that's really healthy for the game. And I think that hopefully it will inspire people to be more tolerant with others.
Yeah,
on the
like,
whole boosting situation. Like, I get that there's some people that just do not care about story at all, and so those people exist. And if those people just want to raid and they don't care about story at all, I mean, who am I to tell them to do content that they don't want to do, right? But at the same time, I don't know if they could, make sweeping statements about the entirety of the game and parts of it that they haven't gone through. But to me, it's kind of like if you go to Taco Bell and you just grab a hot sauce and you suck on that, do you then have a right to an opinion about all the food at Taco Bell?
I think that's the way I look at it, right? Is like, if you're going to skip the story, don't go and say the story sucks.
Right.
I don't know. I think that makes a lot of sense overall.
When Shadowbringers came out, I streamed a lot of the main story quests. And I wasn't sure if I should stream the main story quest or not, because I was still just kind of figuring everything out. And I remember I did not stream the last part of the Shadowbringers main story quest. And the reason for that was because for me it was becoming really emotional. And I felt like at the time, like now I'm fine with it, but at the time I felt a little uncomfortable with like feeling as emotional as I did on the stream, and like feeling like I was gonna cry, and feeling like everybody was going to watch me like have this like tears in my eyes, and like I was like, can I really like experience this while everybody's watching me cry? Like it for me at the end of the Shadowbringer story, it had just started to feel like very intimate for some reason, and at the time I guess I wasn't ready for that yet. So then later on in future patches of Shadowbringers, I started to record myself doing the main story quests off stream, and then I would just clip all the notable parts, including parts where I did cry, and then I put that all on YouTube, because I guess I felt more at the time, I guess I needed to work myself up to a point where I felt like it could be that emotionally raw on camera. So I started doing that off stream, just recording it, and now I think looking forward to Endwalker, I will be streaming all the main story quests this time. Like I feel like I've reached a point where I'm like, I'm good. I'm comfortable enough, but it took a while. For me, I guess that just shows how emotional the story has been. But Shadowbringers, like, the experience that I've had in Shadowbringers with that has been nothing like the other expansions. Like, yeah, there were some moments in Stormblood and Heavensward, but nothing like in Shadowbringers. Like, Shadowbringers had just patch after patch of, like, super hard-hitting story that just wrecked me, man.
Yeah. As long as they don't kill Yashlada, I'll be okay.
I actually cried while watching Asmon stream the other day because he was streaming way too long. No, I'm just kidding. No, wait. When he got to the end of the vault, I actually was like, I was crying. The second time watching Asmon do it was even more emotional because I was paying attention to way more details because I knew it was about to happen. So I'm listening to like the last words he's saying to his father. You notice that his father says his last words again. I was breaking down, and the whole time Asmon had no idea it was coming. He was just talking to Cody.
I had a feel. I mean, like
dude,
he was
fucking carried him, dude. I fucking carried him, dude.
He was a little bit too energetic. He was a little bit too energetic at the very end. He's like, oh, well, this is all that a knight needs to do. And, you know, everything like that. I was like, man, anytime that something like that happens in a story, this dude is probably toast. And, like, that's exactly what happened. Now, I didn't know it was going to happen, right? I wasn't sure. But you know, it's not that big of a surprise.
Yeah, they hit you with moments in the game too, where you do know you really know something's like bad's about to happen. They're like, say goodbye to your loved ones, and you're like, why is this a quest right now? Like why the fuck is it happening? It's like go around and tell everybody your mission in life. It's like, oh god, something bad's about to happen. But yeah, that one hit me really hard. I don't know if you saw Twitch, they deleted it so fast, but they tweeted, I think it was me, Zepla. I think there was a clip of you, there was a clip of me, and there was a clip of somebody else. And the clip of me is literally me reacting to that end of the vault. And they just instantly just got like, spoilers delete, spoilers delete, spoilers delete. And they deleted it. They deleted it. But yeah, I think that's one of the things that's so unique about the game, though, is you actually do have to worry about spoilers. With most MMORPGs, you like really don't need to.
Well, yeah, because they get spoiled because they're data mined.
Yeah, really. Everyone knows. Like, you'll find out from the YouTube thumbnail as soon as the public test realm is out.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I like how everything is a secret, right? Because then that way everybody gets to experience it at the same time. I think that's one of the coolest things. And it's like whenever they've had, like WoW has had this before, where there have been moments where like everybody sees it for the first time. Like they had like that Sarfang cinematic where he fights Sylvanas. Like nobody really expected that to happen. That was so cool. And I would like to see more games take that approach, where you don't know what's going to happen and everybody just plays through it and has that experience all at the same time. I love that. I think it's so cool.
I'm really curious to see how it goes when the new expansion comes out, based off of how much everybody's going to be playing and things like that. Like what it's going to be like to stream main story quest early.
I'm excited to see what it's going to be like, because that's going to be the point where like there's no way for me to get like any sort of implication or anything, right? Like you go into the game and you're experiencing the entire thing for the first time, and everybody is. So there's no way someone can spoil it. There's no way anybody can mess it up or anything like that. I think that's why I'm so excited for it, because that'll give me the opportunity to like really have that new player experience, rather than like having a new player experience that everybody else has already had.
Yeah, Rich was talking about how he's worried when he reaches the end of the story, how he's going to feel like empty. And it's like, well, join the club. Yeah. Everybody feels like that. We're just waiting for the slow drip of content. It's like just a little bit. Just give me a little more. It's like, I actually saw Bellular posted a video today where he said that there was some kind of article saying that gaming is like taking drugs. It's like having an addiction. Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen it.
And I mean, I kind of feel like that with the story patches. It does feel like I just get like I'm waiting for my next fix of it. And so that's how you're going to be one day. There's something really special about whenever you are super, super into something in a game and you want to wake up like at the butt crack of dawn so you can just get up and start playing that game because it's all you want to do. Like, that's really awesome. Like, it feels amazing to do that.
Oh, I love it. Like, that's what it's all about, is like waking up in the morning. Like, I go to bed late. I remember I stayed up for like 30 hours playing Valheim once. That was the best 30 hours ever. Because it wasn't like it's like I finally transcended the mortal coil. And I just, but because that was some bullshit. You know, we've got other games like a New World and like Lost Ark, these other games. Zepla, are you going to play any of these other games?
No.
No?
No.
Really? Why not?
I don't care about New World because it's just humans in it. So I don't care.
There's no bunny girls?
There's no bunny girls in it. Yeah.
It's hard to go back after you've seen a cat girl, isn't it?
Well, I mean, for me, it's the bunny girls.
What makes the bunny girls better?
Well, they are...
Yeah.
They're more dominant.
Okay.
They're stronger. They're more aggressive. They're the ones that are in charge over there in the forest. They've kicked the men out. The men have to go struggle to survive in the wilderness. They're out there camping and can barely find them while they maintain the whole town, all the villages and all the government. It's all run by Vieira.
If the guys are out there doing their thing, just being boys, and the girls are doing their thing in town, how do the genderless little Vieira get born?
Oh, well, they can come into town to do that and then go.
Actually, you know what? Being a male Vieira sounds pretty good.
Sounds pretty good.
They just show up and then the females are like, okay, get out.
Hop in, hop out.
That is fucking awesome. Wow. That's crazy. And so, yeah, I was wondering because whenever I saw the male Vieira, the reveal trailer, I actually thought it was a girl. I don't even know what to think about it. Yeah, and then there's the guy. Oh my God.
Looking good.
Oh
Looking awesome.
Oh my God.
Marching off to go to, who knows what? Who cares?
It's just what are they going to go to war or something like that? I have no idea even know what to think about it.
You know what I've been doing, actually, off stream is Palace of the Dead. Watch a movie and do Palace of the Dead and try to, level all jobs.
Zepla, have you gotten the Necromancer title from that?
No, of course not.
Well, why not?
I haven't gone for it. It's just it's something that would consume all my time for a while. And there's other goals that I have right now. I want to get my ultimate re-clears. I want to do the other ultimates, and I want to do Delubrum Regine Savage for the Cerberus mount.
Yeah.
So I just don't have time for that right now. It's very, very, very soul crushing as well.
Is it how long does it take to do an attempt for it?
It might take days. Might take a couple of days, a few days to get through. Depends.
So you can pause it and go back?
Yeah. Well, you do 10 sets, 10 floors at a time. So every 10 floors you can leave, assuming you survived those 10 floors.
Okay.
But if you die, then you go all the way, it's over. You have to start all the way back.
Save your progress.
From floor 1.
Oh my God.
It's really brutal.
If you, is it you die once and it's over?
Yeah. Well, there is an item that you have that can re-raise you. If you die, but it's a rare item to get. In general, yeah. If you die, that's it. You're screwed.
I'm gonna do it.
Are you really?
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the Necromancer title.
It's probably. I think it might be the rarest title in the game.
It's probably I probably can get it because I don't have a job. So it'd be easy.
If Asmon can solo clear Palace of the Dead before Endwalker comes out, then I will change to Lalafell for a week.
A month.
Okay. A month if, up until the point that Endwalker early access starts. Because at that point, I'm going to change back to my main character and do the story on my main character.
Because you want to have it on screenshots.
Yeah, I want the screenshots, and I want to do it on my character. There's nothing that's going to stop me from doing that. So, up till that point, but there's just no way you're going to be able to do it. In that time frame, there's just not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, that's fine. No, the thing is that everybody always wants to doubt me. Everybody always wants to say it's not going to happen. We'll see what happens.
Rich, I have a question. You were talking earlier about how you felt like Allcraft made WoW a better place. How do you think that's happened?
Oh, I think we tried to make World of Warcraft a better place.
Okay, wait a minute. Yeah. Before you said that.
Hear me out. From the very beginning, basically, so how Allcraft actually started, a friend of ours, Hodded, hit me up when I had started hosting, and he was like, hey, do you want to make a podcast about World of Warcraft? And I was like, yeah, that would be a lot of fun. We can talk about all the different things in the game. And then from there, we'll just have different guests. We'll talk about everything. First guest, I think at the time, probably 5K average viewer streamer, something like that, named Asmongold.
6K.
6K? You make it bigger every single time. But yeah, he's 6K average streamer. He came on, and we were talking, we were having a really good time. And at the end of the episode, we end the stream, and he goes, "Boys, what time next week, dude?" He
I just
invited
invited
himself.
Well, because I knew how much better I made the show. I mean, it's like, obviously, I mean, the show wouldn't run without me. So it's like, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna be back next week.
Yeah, what, really? Which one?
When Caden got like oh my god, look at us.
Look at like,
Oh my gosh.
you know, they made me wear makeup for that. They took me around back and they made me put on makeup, so I wouldn't be as greasy as I normally am.
Did you take a shower before you went on there?
I mean, like, well, yeah, because I mean, like, I would have taken a shower at some point before I went on the show. Like, was it like a few days ago? Yeah, maybe, probably, yeah, somewhere around there. I mean, like, you can see, like.
Wait a minute. I remember. Wait, I'm suddenly remembering around the time that this happened, there was like. I feel like I remember there being some kind of a Reddit post, or like you were defending yourself about how you smell. And I remember you were like, oh, but there were people that met me at BlizzCon and they said that I was not smelly. Like, do you remember that? That whole thing?
Absolutely.
Asmon smells like somebody put expensive cologne on him 2 months ago. That's actually the best way to describe Asmon's smell.
What?
It's like, yes, it's like a it's not bad. It's like a musk that has just lingered a very long time. It's pretty manly, honestly. Yeah.
You're right about the lingering part, okay? Like,
it's not bad. Like, he genuinely does not smell bad. I
don't.
Yeah, if I don't
Everybody
shower
that's
for
met me
3
knows
days, I will smell worse than Asmon if he hasn't showered in 2 months.
It's actually true. People don't believe it, and then they meet me, and there are even people that comment while they meet me. It's like, this is a normal conversation for them. They're like, wow, it's nice to meet you, man. I thought you would smell like shit and be disgusting, and you are, but not as much as how much I thought. And I'm like, wow, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate that.
That's horrible.
Do you ever have people come up to you, Zepla, and like recognize you in real life?
No, of course not. Because
really?
I don't walk around with my bunny ears on, so they can't tell. I'm completely incognito.
It's like Clark Kent.
Yeah.
It's like the first few times it would happen, it was kind of weird, but it's not like really that bad nowadays. I guess
I try not to leave the
you don't leave the house.
The house. Like, I try to just stay in either in my house or in the forest.
In the forest?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
I spend a lot of time.
Are you in Kyiv?
I am like, basically, I'm like right outside Kyiv.
I was thinking about going there sometime. I'll definitely let you know. Like,
come
so
on
many
down,
of my friends,
Rich.
yeah, so many of my friends are there. I've tried to make Asmon go so many times. So many of my friends are there from Dota, because
Come on
Dota is
down.
like, huge there. Dota is huge there.
I got extra space. Y'all are welcome. Come on down anytime. Seriously.
Oh my god.
It's been IRL.
Ukraine.
IRL.
Asmon, IRL.
God. Leaving the house. Like, I have to leave the house.
How'd you end up there?
I don't really plan stuff out real good, and that applies to my life also. Okay, like,
yeah,
I left the U.S. In 2013, and I went to Taiwan, and I didn't really have a plan for that. Like, I sold my car and I sold my computer, and I had just enough money for a plane ticket and like maybe enough for a place to stay. And so then I got to Taiwan. I lived there. I crashed at my friend's house, and I got a job there, which I mean, I probably should have set that up beforehand, but I got there, I found a job. I worked there for about a year as a teacher. And then one day I decided that I just wanted to go somewhere else, because Taiwan was really hot, and it was also really, really bad pollution, to the point that like my eyes were starting to get really red and stinging all the time. Literally just from the pollution. And this happened to some of my friends as well, so it wasn't just me. And I was like, I can't live here forever. So I left, and I knew that I wanted to go somewhere in Eastern Europe. So, I mean, look, I wish I had like a better, more well thought out reply.
That's better than my story.
I mean, it was kind of a YOLO decision to come on down here. And at the time, it was when there was a revolution happening in the streets in Kyiv. So it was really dangerous at the time when I decided to come on down.
Good call.
And yeah, I remember I was teaching kids English in Taiwan at the time. And there were some kids there in my class, like 5 or 6 year old kids. And they were like, oh, teacher, Ukalan? You go to Ukalan? And I'm like, yeah. And this little kid is like, oh, but... And I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. But it worked out. I'm doing great, you know? You just gotta go with the flow sometimes, like if it feels right. So
yes.
there's no more fires there's in the streets, and it's safe now. So you can come on down for sure. Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean,
Are you scared? Are you worried?
I mean, like, I don't really leave the house, you know? It's just not one of those things that I usually do.
When was the last time you left the house? Besides going to Wendy's.
Okay. Besides going to Wendy's or going out for food. Okay, besides going to, like, Walmart too, right?
Walmart does not count.
We got pizza that one time. That was about 6 months ago.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, look,
yeah.
Nora is in the background. Look.
Wait, who's that?
It's Nora.
Is that a dog? Wait, that's a dog?
My dog, Nora.
That's a real one.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Asmon, that's the dog you called a cat when you were reacting to Zepla's video.
That's a cat?
Yeah, that's my cat.
That's
Nora.
a big one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Ukrainian cat.
Yeah, it's a Ukrainian cat. They're a little different.
Yeah, they make them differently over there. That's why it must be so fluffy, right? That must
she's
be
really
it.
fluffy.
Listen, Zepla, I want to say thank you very much for coming on. Like, I know the show's gone on for quite a while, but I do want to say thank you very much for coming on the show, semi-last minute, and being part of it.
Semi-last minute.
Pretty last minute.
I mean,
You wrote me today about this.
Yeah, and that's pretty semi-last minute. It wasn't the last hour. It wasn't during the show. I mean, we've had people come on as guests to the show while we were doing the show. Like, this is, I'd say, like, oh, we plan it the day of. Oh, that's pretty good.
I
right?
mean,
Not
it's
the
just
hour.
good that, like, I can come on down whenever you need somebody. Like,
It sure is.
suddenly.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you too. I mean, we've been doing the show for like honestly at this point 4 or 5 years, and this is the first time we had a guest host it for us, and it was really refreshing. Like, thank you so much for doing that. Me and Asmon just got to show up today. Yeah.
Anytime. Thanks for coming to the podcast. I appreciate y'all, and I hope to have you both on the show again soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I really had a great time. Yeah, don't fire Rich. It'll be one time too many.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, I have a joke. I prepared. Okay. Why do Asmongold's pants always fall off? Because the buttons keep popping off.
Oh my god. Oh my. All right. Yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys.
Okay,
I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. All right, bye, Zepla. Thank you.